Hello students, under algebra number theory, we are in unit 2, finite fields and polynomials. In that, we are now in lecture number 9. So we are going to have a look at the GCD. So this is the part 1 lecture of GCD. Let's get on to the presentation. So GCD, the expansion of GCD, everyone knows, greatest common divisor. So everyone used to find GCD, HCF, LCM. These terms are very familiar to you since your childhood. Now, how are we going to find the GCD for polynomials? That is what we are going to do in this section. Now, let me declare the definition of GCD. Let F be a field. You know what is a field, right? It is a set with two binary operations satisfying the abelian group properties under addition, along with that distributive property of multiplication over addition. This is what a field is. So we are declaring F as a field and we take two polynomials from the field, f of x and g of x, which belongs to the collection of all the fields there, rings. A greatest common divisor, GCD, if f of x and g of x is a non-zero polynomial d of x, such that there are two conditions. D of x divides f of x and g of x, as well as the second condition says if c of x is a divisor of f of x and g of x, then c of x divides d of x. Is that clear? So originally we are having two polynomials f of x and g of x. D of x divides f of x as well as g of x. And we can also find another polynomial c of x, which is a divisor of the two polynomials f of x and d of x. Henceforth, we can say that this c of x divides this d of x. This is what the greatest common divisor. To put it very simple, just in a two words, I could say successive division. This is what we are going to perform for GCD for polynomials. Unless and until we get the answer as, or we get the remainder as 0, we just keep on doing the process. It may take you to 2 division, or it may take you to 3 division or 4 division and so forth. But until you get a remainder 0, you are not supposed to stop the process and you just keep continuing. So let's start with the problem. Express GCD as linear combination of polynomials f of x is equal to x square plus x plus 1 and g of x is equal to x square plus x cube plus 1 in z2 of x when g of x is divided by f of x in z2 of x. So they are not only asking GCD, they are also asking you the linear combination of the polynomials. I'll tell you at the end of the problem how you are going to represent that as your linear combination of problems. Now there are two polynomials given to you. Under Z2 they are given. What do you mean by Z2? Z2 in the sense you have a field which is a set containing 0 and 1, right? Because there are only two elements, so 0 and 1. So if a polynomial is there inside that particular set, belongs to that set, which means that the coefficients will be either 0 or 1. Nothing more than that, right? So this is how a polynomial will belong to that particular field, right? Now, out of these two polynomials, you got to compare these two polynomials and you got to get those two polynomials which has the greatest power. So whichever is having the greatest power, that will be treated as your dividend, and the lower power polynomial should be treated as your divisor. This is what you just continue doing, keep on doing it. So now g of x is going to be divided by f of x. We have fixed it because g of x has a greater degree, right? Clear. Most importantly, the polynomials have to be arranged in the powers of descending orders. That is also very important. So you see to that the polynomial you are going to divide are either your divisor or your dividend are going to be arranged in the perfect descending order. Now everything is perfect for us. We have found out the polynomial which is going to be the divisor and the dividend, and the polynomials are arranged in descending orders. So now we are ready for the GCD to be performed. So let's start the division process. So now let's start the x power 4 plus x cube plus 1. So that was the g of x, and this was your f of x square plus x plus 1. Remember that the division is done under z2 of x. Clear? Modulo 2. So now I'm going to take x power 4 divided over x square. My answer is x2, x square. Put it in the near quotient section and take this x square and multiply to x square plus x plus 1. Multiplying, you get x power 4 plus x cube plus x square, right? And you see that the coefficients can be accepted in Z2 because it's 1. So now change the sign. X power 4 is getting cancelled. X cube is also getting cancelled. And if I'm going to substitute minus here, so I'll be getting minus x square and bring down this plus 1. And again, minus x square cannot be accepted here. Why minus x square cannot be accepted? Why? Because we got to replace it by, because the negative sign, the negative coefficients is not accepted in Z2. So what do? Add up 2 with that and you get plus 1 here. So for the convenience sake, I had written minus here. So now what do? Plus 1 here and again divided x square. X square upon x square will give you 1. So x square, if I'm going to multiply, you'll be getting x square plus x plus 1. When you multiply, you'll be getting x square plus x plus 1. So why did I write in minus sign in all these cases? You are going to change the sign later, right? You change the sign and it gets cancelled. This was originally plus for you. So change the sign and you get cancelled and you get plus x. When you change, this is minus x. Again, minus x is not accepted. So you got to add 2 to it and you get plus x. And this will be minus 1. Minus 1 is not accepted here. You got to replace it by plus 1 and you get 2 here. Now what do? Now once you land up with the remainder is of a lower degree than your divisor. You see that your divisor is x square. It is having power of 2. Whereas your remainder is having the power of 1. So now what will happen? You have to stop the procedure and then you have to go for the second division. The second division, you will have your remainder as your divisor. And your original divisor will become your dividend. Is that clear? So now you start the division again. Take this x square divided over x and you get x. Write it on the top. Take x and multiply to it. It's going to be x square plus 2x. Change the sign. Cancel out x square. Change the sign. You get minus x. Minus x is not allowed because the coefficients should be either 0 or 1 in Z2. Therefore, you add 2 to it and you get plus 1 here. So 1x. Again, you bring down this 1. Take this x divided about x and you get 1. Write it in the quotient section. Take 1, multiply to x plus 2. You get your answer as x plus 2. Change the sign. X and x will get cancelled. Again, if I put minus here, I'll be getting minus 2 and plus 1. So my answer is minus 1. Minus 1 is not accepted. So what do? You add 2 to it. So if I'm going to add minus 1 plus 2, I'll be getting plus 1. Right. Still, I could see there is some remainder is there. We are not getting a 0 remainder. So again, what do? Now, as I told you, the remainder will take up the divisor position and the divisor will take up the dividend position. This is what the actual concept is. The degree of the remainder is less than the degree of the divisor. Now you might ask me why it's just a constant. There is no variable. But I can say there is a variable x raised to the power 0. So 0 obviously is less than that. So we stop it. So again we have to continue since we are not getting the remainder as 0. Now what we do? The new dividend is x plus 2 and the new divisor is 1. So when I'm going to divide x over 1, I'll be getting x here. So take x and multiply to 1, I'm getting only x. Change the sign, cancel out x. Now you should bring this 2 right. But how come I had written 0? 2 is not allowed in Z2. Am I right? So in Z2, either 0 or 1 is allowed. So if we are getting numbers outside the set, what you're supposed to do? Divide that particular number by the modulo number. So the answer is 2 here. But if I'm going to divide the 2 over the modulo set 2, my remainder is 0. Henceforth, I'm landing up with the remainder as 0. So my entire GCD process is completed. So totally it had taken 3 division for me. It depends upon the polynomial's degree. it might get completed either in 2 division itself, or it might extend also, as I mentioned earlier. Now, what is my GCD? By looking at these 3 divisions, which remainder should be called as my GCD? GCD is the last non-zero element or non-zero polynomial. So which is the last non-zero? This is the last zero. This is the last remainder, that is 0. Which is the last non-zero polynomial? This is the last non-zero value. So your GCD will be 1 for this particular value. Clear? Now from division 1, I had written the dividend is equal to the product of your divisor and your quotient plus the remainder. And from division 2, I had written the dividend is equal to the quotient into your divisor plus the remainder. From division 3, I had written the dividend is equal to divisor into the quotient plus the remainder. So first you start writing the division 1, 2, 3, etc. As I told you, GCD is the last non-zero polynomial, that is GCD is equal to 1. Therefore, you remember the question? The question was asking, represent it as a linear combination of the polynomials. Therefore, you go back to the original dividend, that is your g of x, write it there. In place of, you already have the value of x square plus x plus 1 in your second division. Go back and substitute that value there in place of x square plus x plus 1. So I have substituted in place of x square plus x plus 1, that I have substituted, right? And then what happens, in place of x, I will substitute it from the third division. So it's going to be x plus 0 is just x. So this is how I represented using your a linear combination of the polynomials. Hope you understood GC. Thanks for watching. We'll continue in the next lecture.